to be the voice of all the people that are demanding change out there. I saw all these marches and rallies, and I said, you know, I need to be one of those people. So I missed the first Women's March. I was so disappointed in myself. I did not miss the second one. I was down in Charlotte, marching away with everybody, and it really kind of stirred something in me to be active and be an activist. So I got an email from Nancy, wherever she is. So
She just stepped outside.
and it said that Dean Arp was going to run unopposed. And after seeing all these fabulous people really standing up for what they believed in, I said it's time for me to do that. So here I am running against Dean. Now, a lot of you don't know that I'd actually like to run, like physically run. And about 5 years ago, I couldn't run around the block, to be honest. But I started it just to kind of get some activity in my life, and I started enjoying it. So I ran my first 5K and crossed the finish line. I was like, yeah, I did it, this is great. So kept running and running, did a half marathon, got to 13.1 miles, but took me a long time to get there. I got injured along the way. I had to train for probably about 6 months. But I did ultimately cross the finish line. It was a great challenge completed for me. So after that, of course, what's next? So I start training for the big marathon. And during my training, my goal was always to run to my office. And my office is about 5 miles from my house. So I'd run, and it would be the coolest thing just to say, hey, I ran to my office. So the big day came, my 10-mile run came, I ran to the office and came back. And after that run, I got injured. My hip, whatever, I got injured. And it was about that time that I got the email from Nancy. And I'm sitting there talking to my husband, going through the pros and the cons, and all of a sudden I heard this little tiny voice in my head say, Jen, you've got it all wrong. You're supposed to run for office, not to your office. So I listened to that little voice in my head, and I'm so glad I did, because this has been an amazing experience for me. Just being able to be my true person and stand up for who I am, and stand up for all the people in this room and all the people demanding change. I'm really standing for good education. That is my number one cause. There's so much that has to be done to change the way our schools are run. We are 39th and 37th in teacher pay and per student pay. We need to raise that to a national average at least. And that's why all these teachers are marching on Wednesday. I think it's fantastic that people are standing up. I just couldn't be happier to see progress happening in front of me. And I think there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way. So so that's a little bit about why I'm running, kind of the main topic of what I want to accomplish. Of course, healthcare is a huge deal for me as well. Jobs, the roads here, everywhere I drive, there's a pothole, it feels like. There's not enough of them. I feel like roads need to be widened, and there's so many more people are coming into the county that we need to get the infrastructure to kind of match what's going on.
That's right. That's right. Any questions?
Are there any questions for Jennifer? Jennifer, would you just say where your district is, where the parameters are, so people know?
Sure. There's a map over there. So I'm kind of in the middle. I cover Indian Trail, Stallings.
District 69 is right here.
Wingate.
Purple ones.
Yep, Wingate, and about half of Monroe. As you can see, it's very gerrymandered. I feel like there's a profile of a dog there. But yeah, so it's mostly Indian Trail, Monroe, and then down to Wingate.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Anything? Anybody else? Yes? Husband?
What do you think the biggest problem or how to solve the opioids crisis that's going on in this country right now?
I think that's a huge a huge problem. I mean, 175 people are dying a day from opioid abuse. That was in 2016. I mean, it's doubled since then, and it goes across gender, race, I mean, anything, everything, it's going up. I mean, I'm gonna just jump out there and say, I almost think it needs to be a banned substance, because it's killing people. You know, as opposed to, say, marijuana that doesn't kill people, but it's a banned substance. It doesn't kind of link up, it doesn't make sense. I mean, if you can imagine a 747 with 175 people on it crashing every single day, how many days do you think we would go without them stopping the planes from flying or doing something to battle what's going on? I think we need to step up and really take a hard look at that and figure out how we can fix it.
If we ban opioids, you mean from doctors prescribing and everything?
I think so. I mean, that's where it
There's a lot of
starts.
old people in here with chronic pain, such as myself. It takes a hydrocodone every once in a while,
Right.
because the pain's unbearable. Were you gonna ban that?
Well, I think if we can transition to the marijuana, if you've looked at marijuana, there are people that are getting off of opioids and having better success with marijuana.
I'll be dead
as
for
a-
marijuana.
Medicinal marijuana? I don't think we're as far off as you think for medicinal marijuana. Yes, sir?
I haven't heard anyone mention the fact that Congresswoman Blackburn and Congressman Reno passed a bill that was unopposed by anyone, that actually prevented the government, the drug enforcement people, from cracking down on the opioids. They actually wrote a bill, it's called the Marino Bill. They actually wrote this bill, it was sponsored by Congresswoman Blackburn and Congressman Marino from Pennsylvania. And it went through the House and the Senate unopposed, passed the president. At that time, Obama was the president, unfortunately, but it went through unopposed, and now that's why because it was on 60 Minutes. They actually exposed them, 60 Minutes exposed them, and yet and still not one person says anything about these two government workers who actually passed this bill that prevented the drug enforcement people from clamping down on the drug industry.
Well, the problem there, Gary, though, is if she's running for the state.
Oh, excuse me.
That would have been a question for Dan.
I was just gonna say, John, that, because it's been determined that the opioid crisis is a health problem and not a criminal problem.